Hello again, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for being here. My name is Gavin. I'm doing a sound check sibilance. Make sure that we're nice and loud, but not clipping. I'm sorry about the sound problems that we had in yesterday's show with Jade Wu and John Gurman, the parents of little Ms. Aubrey Wu. But thank you for being super patient while I work my way through those things. You know, I worked in high-end audio for a long time, and everybody thinks that because I worked in an industry called high-end audio, that I would be a good audio engineer, and I am not. I work for manufacturers of electronics. I'm good at that. But anyway, glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. For those of you on the live crew, it's Friday. Rewatch crew, double time crew, we love you too. Hope you guys had a great Friday. Whenever you're watching this, I hope it has been a great one. And I see that so many of you are already saying hello from so many different places. Let's see where you're from. First, Autumn says sound is good. That's good. The Scoop says good evening. Irene says hello. Kannapolis, North Carolina. Donna says I'm a handsome man. Well, thank you very much. And Brenda says, I can hear all the way to Guam. Okay, good. All right, good. So maybe we have got that all figured out. I hope so. One thing that I can't stand is a clip. I just really don't like the distortion of a clip, and been trying to avoid that. But anyway, all right, guys, what are we talking about here? We're talking about Matty Soto. That's what we're talking about here. The state's attorney's office down there in Florida for the 9th District released a bunch of audio recordings of jailhouse calls between Stephen Stearns and his parents. This came out first, I think, on the docket. I saw it on Plunder. I saw it on Allegedly Speculating. Big shout out to Allegedly Speculating for sharing these with the whole true crime community. I also want to thank the media representative out there at the state's attorney's office, because when I became aware that they were available, I reached out to her and bang, I had them. It was amazing. But anyway, we're going to listen to a couple of them tonight. I do want to let you know, though, that if you haven't listened to them all yet, I've uploaded this. This is the second time I've done this. I did this with Charlie Adelson as well, but I've uploaded them all to my channel. So if you just go to the channel, you'll be able to listen to every single one of them. I did a little bit of work on the audio. All I did was changed it to mono, bumped up the volume a little bit so that it's a little easier to hear. I upsampled it from 8 kilohertz to 48 kilohertz. Can't really upsample audio all that well. But anyway, they're there. Tonight, we're going to listen to two of them. We are going to listen to the first one and the second one. These are all the ones that are meaningful anyway. There were a lot of calls where they didn't pick up or whatever, right? So these are the ones where there was an actual conversation. So if you don't want to wait around on me, just go and check these out. Or if you're frustrated because I paused the audio and I talk about it a little bit, totally get that, but you can go and listen to them on your own, okay? Quick little recap. Madeline Soto was 13 years old. She had just had her 13th birthday. She had had her 13th birthday party on February 25th. Her mother's boyfriend, a man named Stephen Stearns, was supposedly going to take her to school the following morning. He claimed that he did, that he dropped her off a little ways down from the school. And then when her mother went to go pick her up from school, goes the story, Madeline was nowhere to be seen, and it became a missing persons case. Now, Mr. Stearns became a suspect really early on because there were over 1,700 videos and photos. I think it was mostly photos, but multimedia of him essaying Madeline over the course of, according to reports, about 5 years, from the time she was about 8. And what's interesting and scary, frankly, is that when he's talking to his parents in these phone calls, and I have not listened to all of them. I've only listened to bits and pieces of them. Okay, so I'm going to be listening to these for the first time with you in their entirety. It's just surprising how they can just talk. Like, he didn't abuse her for 5 years, and he's kind of saying that, well, not kind of, he is saying that he didn't do it, that he found her and then proceeded to hide it, apparently. So anyway, that's what we're going to listen to tonight. We are going to, for those of you who can't stand to look at his face, I sympathize with you, empathize with you a little bit too, but we're going to be seeing his face and that of his parents, because on the recordings, I've just got them set up so that man, that looks weird. No, that looks okay. All right. That looks weird. Why does that look so weird? Give me a second. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Oh, come on. Anyway, it's going to be something like that. That's the way we're going to do it. Okay. So this call happened on May 26th last year. So he had been in jail for what? February, March, April, May, 3 months. And this is a call. I skipped ahead about almost 2 minutes because it's all just the ringing and the automated voice. This is when they start talking. So without further ado, let's go ahead and have a listen.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, is this a good time?
Yes. The phone was in the dining room. I was in the office, didn't realize it was ringing, and the second time it rang, I didn't even hear it ringing.
Oh, okay. How's everything going?
Well, good. Everything's fine with us. How about you?
Well, hanging in there so far. Any news or updates on your end?
No.
No? Okay.
How about yours?
Well, I got a chance to look at the autopsy reports.
And?
You can't say.
Oh.
I can't go into too much detail, but raises a lot of questions.
Okay. Well, you don't need to say any more.
Yep.
Did you get the books?
No, not yet. Did you get...
I feel like a lot of people have been a little surprised that he saw the autopsy reports, but keep in mind that he has the right to participate in his own defense. So he'll see everything that the defense sees.
Notification of delivery?
Yes.
Okay, well, I haven't received them yet.
So they arrived in one location. They have to be transported over from that location, which is outside of St. Pete, and then over to Kissimmee.
Oh, okay.
It goes to Seminole, it goes to Seminole, and then from there it's sent over to you. So, as I said, Seminole is over by St. Pete.
Yeah, and who knows how often, they pick it up, so.
Yeah.
And then they have to sort it and check it out and then deliver it to people. So I guess we'll give it another week or so.
If you get a chance, Steph, and I found a chess set that is a mat, just a roll-up mat, but the pieces are made out of silicone.
I still don't think that'd be allowed.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Well, you can't melt the silicone into anything, but okay.
No.
You can swallow it and choke on it or whatever,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, or jam it in somebody's eye, You gotta think about these things. So last time we talked, you had not found my watch, correct?
Right.
When you went into that box, however, did you see a big plastic purple dragon?
No.
Nope. Big plastic purple dragon?
No.
You were probably in the wrong box then. Said it was in one of the large boxes at the foot of my bed.
No, didn't see any big plastic purple dragon.
Okay, well, in one of those boxes you will find a big plastic purple dragon, and that is one of the popcorn buckets. That's not the one I'm talking about. That's just to show you that the popcorn buckets look like other things. But in that same box, you'll see a silvery gray looking sort of box with wheels on the bottom and a brown shoulder strap attached to it. That's the mouse droid. In that should be my watch.
The mouse what?
The mouse what?
Droid. M-O-U-S-E, droid.
Okay.
What is a mouse droid?
It's looks like a little, almost like a remote control car from Star Wars. You can Google it and see what it looks like, and then find a thing that looks like that with a brown strap attached to it. In that should be my...
You know, I don't want to begrudge anybody their hobbies. I mean, especially there are those of us who hang on to things that are childish from our childhood. I have Transformers from the 1980s that I like to show my kids and stuff like that. I mean, I totally get it, but it's like his entire life was just a childhood. He's talking about, you know, purple plastic dragons and mouse droids, and I don't get this guy at all, and I'm glad I don't. I think
we've been through about everything.
All right, purple dragon. All right, we'll make a note of that.
Under the purple dragon, it's in the mouse droid, but the mouse droid is in the same box as the purple dragon.
Thanks, Renee.
Okay.
You got that?
Well, maybe I'll find a Rolex too, because we still haven't found that.
I never had the Rolex.
Okay.
Oh,
Where
is that? Where is that?
the roll. That is passive aggressive. I'm trying to remember. You guys tell me if I'm wrong here. Didn't she say that he stole a Rolex? Like her father's Rolex or something like that? Or was given, I can't remember the exact story, but it's like she has brought that up like 5 times over the course of us covering this case, the whole Rolex thing. That and I think it was like she accused him of stealing it or something. And she still she won't let it go. He's like, I never had the Rolex. Yeah, okay.
That blue and white
Thank you, by the way, Renee.
little ceramic box that you had that you put stuff in.
That would have been in storage somewhere.
Yeah, Art, that's a good
Okay, I
question.
thought you had it.
No. No, that would be somewhere in storage. So if you guys cleaned out the storage unit, then you may have come across it already.
Well, listen, we've got a lot of boxes that we're still going through. So,
Okay.
and I
That's fine.
Well, the boxes are we just stuck in the garage. So there's no place to put it.
Well, it'll be in one of those boxes.
okay, babe.
Anyway.
That's
We'll
right,
be looking
Kathleen.
for it. That's for sure.
Yep, and look for that wristwatch inside the mouse droid.
The wristwatch in the mouse
In the same
droid.
box as the purple dragon. Okay?
Okay. Definitely will look.
Yeah, you'll see a whole bunch of other
we're
like
having
Disney collectibles.
Yeah, the echo that you're hearing there, that is in the original. It's like he's in a like big concrete room or something. So that echo, I'm just checking all of my levels and what I'm hearing, everything that is from the original.
We're having trouble getting any cooperation with the classification people there to get you to sign the POA so we can get the car sold and start a little slush fund here for you for there.
Really?
But,
Where
yeah.
Well, they say because of where you're incarcerated that can't be facilitated with bringing a document back and having it signed. So we told your attorneys about it, and we told them that we would overnight the POA. They could take it in, have you sign it, and I would include a self-addressed returned overnight envelope so they could just drop it off and send it to us. So maybe you can have that conversation with them.
Yeah, because bringing me documents to sign has not been a problem before when the media...
Andrea, the short answer to your question is we really don't know. We do know that there was an autopsy done. Her body was not in a terrible state of decomposition. She died on the 25th or the 26th, and she was found on the 1st. So there were some days that passed for sure, but I think the soft tissues were still intact and everything. Yeah, that's the long answer. The short answer is we don't know.
My consent for interviews, I had officers literally bring me a form and ask me if I wanted to sign it for consent or not. So I don't think that's really the issue.
So the media's reached out and tried to schedule interviews with you, and you
2 or 3 times,
accepted
yeah.
or declined? Yeah.
Did you talk to them?
No, I've declined every time.
Oh, good.
That wouldn't do me any good right now.
By the way, I never reached out to do an interview, but I was tempted. I just knew that there was no way I was going to get that interview.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you could have that conversation with your attorneys, that would be great.
Yeah, that should be able to be arranged.
We got a new copy of your birth certificate for them.
Okay.
Which I was going to bring over for them so I can overnight that as well. So again, have that conversation that I could overnight the package along with the POA. They could take the POA into you, have you sign it, and then we could, and then I would include a return envelope as well, and they can send it back to us.
Yeah. As far as a birth certificate, I guess we would just have that included with whatever my belongings they took into storage when I was booked.
Say that again?
No, I don't know. This is for something that they're doing. They wanted to get your records from Sarasota Memorial and from Irvine, California for the kidney surgery, and both of those have their own forms that you have to sign them because you're an adult. You're no longer a minor. I can't sign for them. But
this must be the defense. This must be the defense because the prosecution would just subpoena those. So, yeah, I guess if they're trying to get medical records, this must be a defense thing. That's my guess.
Going as well.
You have those documents?
Yes, they're in the.
Oh, okay.
What county was I born in? That was Kane County, right?
Yeah. So we have your birth certificate.
What was the name of the hospital?
I don't know. Is it on the birth certificate?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
I was just wondering if I ever need to find it for any reason.
You don't need to find it.
The Kane County would have it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. The hospital doesn't have it. Kane County does.
Maybe, Brenda.
So I just contact the court for Kane County, I guess?
Yeah. So it was like $45 to get this copy.
Yeah, I have heard the speculation that this is code. And yeah, if it is code, then his parents don't understand the code. And I've covered a couple of cases where an inmate was speaking in quote unquote code, and like the police just break through that so quickly. Unless you're speaking Navajo or have an Enigma machine, I'm telling you, it's all easily understood. So yeah, I don't feel like there's any code going on there. I just feel like he's looking for a watch because it might have some value that he could sell it and raise some money or something. I don't know.
Birth certificate. Doesn't say which hospital.
Okay. But Kane County.
But it has, I'm sorry, Copley Memorial Hospital.
Copley?
Yeah.
With a C or a K?
C.
Exactly,
Okay.
Angel. Exactly.
Copley Memorial in Kane County. Okay. Just if I ever need to get that and I don't have anyone to rely on, it would help.
We're trying to get a hold of your attorneys that handled the things when you and Joey got run over. But it's changed so much, and the partners are split up, and I think one of them is in California that would be the one I wanted to talk to, but I've called and left him a message, and he hasn't returned the call.
Okay.
So we're trying to do anything that they ask us to do on our end, we're doing. And, so I don't know. We get pushback sometimes when we ask for information, but
don't worry.
One of them informed me that she was a criminal attorney, not a civil attorney, and getting a POA done was not part of her business.
That was probably Alicia.
Could have been.
Yeah, she's a no-nonsense type.
Yes, Jill, I think you will.
Well, if she has your best interest in mind, it'd be his best interest to get it done so that we can keep you funded.
Thanks, Bree.
Well, one thing at a time, I guess.
That's what I was thinking, Bree. I was thinking that it was... So she's being all passive-aggressive, like, oh, maybe I'll find that Rolex finally. I never had the Rolex. Listen, if he ever had the Rolex is gone, okay? That is so funny. By the way, a Rolex, unless you've got some, like, crazy famous one, is not really a good investment. It's something that you pass from, person to person. But anyway, I don't know why I'm even talking about that. It's just really funny that it's something that where the brand is there's so much value in that brand, but it doesn't really hold any value unless it was worn by Steve McQueen in Bullet or something like that.
If you guys can find my watch, that will be another step in the right direction. It's in there.
There's okay. I just hope that it's somehow that you can really identify it because.
Identify what?
Where is that? What the box of?
Okay, leave it on that. We'll just keep looking.
Purple Dragon, mouse joint. Top of the mouse joint.
Okay.
Wristwatch is inside. Okay. What else is new with you guys?
Just going to church, doing open houses. We're studying.
Thank you for the super chats, everybody.
I would love for you to read that.
And Lacey's going to have puppies.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to miss that.
Gonna miss so much,
dude. All those little happy little wagging tails and bright eyes and smell all that puppy breath.
Oh, yes.
Do you know when your court date's going to be yet?
No clue. Might not be for another couple months. It depends if they even need my testimony at all. Which, you would hope they would, but, at some point I assume I am going to see the inside of the courtroom.
Oh, Art, this is a great comment. Birth certificate? He's still connected. If they cut the cord now, he'll get a birth certificate. Art, that's the way he's acting. That's also the way that she is acting, right? I'm not just imagining this. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Be a pretty strange trial without it.
Yeah. Well, there's been no news at all. So everything's just kind of status quo from where it was last time. Where have you been for the last week?
Thank you, Figueroa.
Couldn't make a call for a little while. Some of the people that work the night shift, as I said, are not as nice to me. So I've been waiting for people who are. And then, I got sick as well, so I've been sick for a few days.
Cold?
Presumably, yes. I've had a pretty bad fever and a sore throat and some serious pressure on my left inner ear.
Popcorn could be code for film. I don't know. Or a thumb drive or something. I don't see the code here. And maybe more importantly, this happened in May. And I think that had they gone back to the parents' house to serve a search warrant because they suspected that they were speaking in code and they were going to go through boxes, find a purple dragon, that whole thing, we would have known about that already. I don't think it's code at all. But, what do I know? I'm just a guy on YouTube.
Yeah, like I said, this place is filthy and unsanitary, and obviously they don't clean these cells before they bring a new person into it.
Did they move you again?
Yeah, they moved me again as well. So I moved out of the room with the ants, and now I'm back into the room with the ants again too.
Oh, well, familiar friends.
Yeah, they just love moving me, especially around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm comfortable and trying to fall asleep. I think they do it just to mess with me, honestly.
Let's talk disabilities. This is a great question. I don't know the answer to it. I don't know if Aida is with us tonight. I would imagine not, because it is illegal material. I mean, lawyers would definitely have. Well, I don't even know. Well, they would have to have that. I don't think that he gets to have digital stuff. They would have to be printed copies of things. But anyway, I don't know the answer to the question. It's a great question.
Well, if that's all they do, then be happy.
Yeah, well, try to be happy though.
It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could. People have survived a lot worse than this, but
Yes.
we'll see what happens, I guess.
Ah, it's an Omega.
When it's happening.
It's air conditioned in there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So I've got that at least for now. Although one little room they put me in before was tiny and did not have air conditioning, or at least the air was not circulating in there, so it was hot, it was stifling, and it smelled like a little dog kennel. I'm glad they moved me out of that.
Did you got enough bedding
Thank you
to
so
keep
much.
warm at night?
Well, I have one mat and one little thin scratchy wool blanket.
No sheets on the mat, I assume?
No pillow, no sheets, nothing.
Okay. Well, it's not the Ritz or the Holiday Inn.
1 minute
No.
remaining.
Oh, there's the 1 minute warning. God, these 15 minutes go by so fast, just like my break at work. So
As if
I'll
you
try to
never
call you
really
back in
went.
another 15 minutes, but you know the drill. If you don't hear back from me again, day or two.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, we love you, honey.
Love you
All
too, Mama Bear, but I will try to call you back in 15 minutes if possible.
We'll be hovering over the phone.
All right, bye.
Oh,
Bye.
Bye.
okay. So I think that there are two watches that are in question here. One is the Rolex that I think he stole from his grandfather. And if Bree confirmed that, then I take it as gospel. Number two, the Omega watch. So if he has like a little Seamaster or something like that, yeah, that's a watch that they could sell and they could get money to pay for stuff. I mean, his legal defense is being paid for by the state of Florida, by the taxpayers of the state of Florida. They're probably trying to raise money so that, I don't know, he has a good commissary account or something. That's and I mean, I think you guys are right. It's a very strange, it's a strange relationship that he has with his parents, I think. I mean, I think it was Robin or somebody else who said it, that they're not going to talk about the case. What do you expect them to say? And there's definitely some truth in that, yeah, of course they're not going to be, bringing up all the ins and outs, though they do talk about a couple things in here. So, I mean, we talked about the autopsy and stuff like that, but anyway, so they will just talk about normal things, I think. However, it also just, the relationship is just awfully strange to me. It's really strange. Okay, so that was the first one. That one took place on May 26th of last year. This next one is the same night. He had to wait 15 minutes. Once his 15 minutes ran out, he had to wait 15 minutes and then he called back. So let's go ahead and, by the way, how do you guys like that photoshopping I did of Stefan with his head is a little too small? Anyway, I was proud of it. I was probably a little too proud of it. Okay, I skipped ahead just to get all the automated stuff out of the way. Here we go.
Hey there.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey, the guard just let me know that she's going to need the phone back in about 5 minutes. I think someone else wants to make a call.
Okay.
So this will have to be brief.
Thanks, Idaho Spud.
Probably the last one of the night, but I'll push it till she needs it back.
all right. Well, better than nothing.
Yep. So
Waiting for
anyway,
you to call back was long.
what's that?
That waiting for you to call back seemed like forever.
Turn the light on.
Then it just goes by quickly when we talk.
Yep, same for me. Time creeps by when I'm waiting to call back, and then just slides by real quickly when we're talking there. Just like I said, just like my breaks at work, 15 minutes is never quite as long as you think it is.
Yeah.
But
Hey, how's your eyes? Do you need reading glasses?
if I did, I don't know what kind I would need. For now, they serve their purpose. But even my attorneys noticed at some point that I did seem like I had to kind of squint to look at what I was reading.
Okay.
I think it just depends on how tired I am, how strained my
Yes,
eyes
they do.
are, all that. But yeah.
What do they have provisions there to provide reading glasses, or what?
Yeah,
Or can you have reading glasses?
You can get reading glasses off the commissary, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why don't you check into that and see which ones work for you? And I guess that's the only place you can get them, right?
Yeah, probably. But that would be a matter of trial and error because they have like 3 or 4 different magnifications. I think, and I have no idea which I would need.
Well, try 150,
Thanks,
1.50,
Mystic.
and then go to 175, and see which works.
Yeah, I guess I could.
I mean, can you try them on?
I think you have to buy them. I don't think you get to try them.
Yeah, let me address this. I didn't put in a FOIA request for these. I was alerted to their existence by some viewers who found out through either the docket or Plunder. But all I have to do when I know that something is available is make a phone call or shoot an email off to the state's attorney's office for the 9th District. And within she's fast, very quick. And the reason that I think I get that privilege with them is that I am a member of the media. I'm a active reporter working here in Pennsylvania, and I work for a media company, and I send my emails from the media company that I work for, and they take it serious. Down in Florida, it's kind of a bummer because if you're just a member of the public, you usually have to put in a sunshine law request or what people usually call a FOIA. But members of the media, we don't. We have contacts that are there for us, and we contact them, and they give us the goods, and almost every time without question. Especially the state's attorney's office, they're amazing. So that is. I mean, yeah, the documents usually come to me after everybody else has them. I tend not to rush through them. You will notice that for the next week, I'll be going through these, whereas other channels rushed to cover them. I don't even worry about that. I go at my own pace. We want to discuss it, you and I anyway. You want to hear what I say. I want to hear what you say. So I never rush it. And that's why I am usually behind everybody else. I never worry about breaking a case or breaking a doc.
There's no way to make the order and pay for it and then send it back,
Well, what if they don't work? Can you send them back?
He just said he can't.
Thanks,
I don't
Tony.
know how that works. I could ask somebody, but I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll find out. How much are they?
Like $3 or something like that.
$3?
Something like that. I'm not sure.
What are they, like paper 3D glasses?
They're plastic.
Well, yeah, I'm just being facetious.
Yeah, I think it could be more. They might be $4 or $5 or $6, something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Yeah, it could be even $12. I don't remember. I mean, I saw them, but I don't remember how much the price was.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
How you doing with your stuff that you got from the commissary? Do you have enough to use?
He's fat and sassy.
Yeah, I've got enough coffee, hard candies, and...
Hey, this is a valid point. This is a very good point. RNC, this is terrific. Keep in mind, guys, that these recordings are from almost a year ago. It's just a few months after he was arrested. He's been in jail for a couple months. This isn't real time. We're not... What am I hearing? Oh, man, it's like a street sweeper outside. Anyway, this isn't real time. This is before the whole interview that they did on YouTube. So yeah, RNC. His parents have since changed their mind on his guilt and involvement with her murder. As of now, they're still there for him, but no, he is guilty. Yeah, and that comes through in the interview that they did on YouTube. That comes through in the recordings where Chris Stearns went up and talked with the police. We need to keep that in mind. Okay. And I've actually gotten a little bit of grief from some viewers on the in the comments section saying I'm giving them a little too much grace, giving them a little bit too much of the benefit of the doubt. I honestly, I don't see it that way, and I respect your opinion if you see it another way. But I mean, yeah, I think they're on the right side of this. And I don't think that they are what I once said, that they were co-doctors Frankenstein, and this is now their monster is loose. I don't see it that way anymore. I think that they know that when he's talking, he's lying. It's just, just keep in mind that this is over a year ago. Not over, almost a year ago.
For the end of the month here.
That's a couple more days.
Yeah, the other snacks kind of went faster than I expected them to, so I think from now on I'm just going to stick to coffee, hard candies, and saltine crackers.
Once you get your books, you'll have something to occupy your time.
Yeah. But hard candies, saltines, and coffee, those have seemed to give me the best bang for my...
Okay. All right.
Chips and things like that, the pickles and all that, it just doesn't last the way you want it to.
Yeah, it's not two-way, Mel.
It's hard to have just one per day,
Yeah.
Especially with the meals like they are, and you never feel full after a meal, so you always feel like in your stomach, especially after dinner, because that's around 6 or 7, and then there's nothing else until like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, and me, I'm
you've had a lifetime of snacking all night long.
Yeah, well, plus my metabolism doesn't help.
Yeah. So.
See, what's really killing me though is my back and my hips.
The bed?
Yeah, the quote unquote bed. Your bones sink right through and rest on the floor underneath. So, it hurts your hips, and then your knees are resting against each other, and it's tough.
Yeah.
When the lights are on, in these pods, inside watching medical, the lights are always on overhead, so they're real bright. So you try to find a way to block it out, and any way you lay is just terrible.
Yeah.
And you get all the debris from the floor that ends up on your mat and your blanket, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Just really keep hoping that something's going to break in my favor with this trial.
Well, okay.
I just hope something breaks my way in this trial. Well, okay. What else was he supposed to say? I don't know that I hope that anything breaks your way in this trial. I think that you should pay the price for what you have done, obviously. That was a great response.
About something, have to maintain some sort of hope. Otherwise, I've got nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've always given my guardian angel one
Well,
hope.
you've been there. You've been there for what? 3 months now?
Yeah, at the end of this month, it'll be 3 months.
March, April. Yep, 3 months. So.
Well, like I said, the whole process could take 2 or 3 years before it's concluded, so. And
Yeah.
I've already been
Sounds-
told that if the prosecution is smart, that they'll drag it out as long as they can.
Sounds like he's been well advised.
Yeah.
So, who knows what's going to happen. So, just keep hoping we can find something.
Medi, they're not seeking DP in the battery case. They are in the murder case.
Well, you know, as soon as you get some reading material and we know that arrives safely, then we can arrange for other stuff.
Yep. That will be good, having my own little mini library with stuff that I like to read, instead of just what, you know.
So when they move you from cell to cell, how do you move your stuff around?
I toss it all in my blanket,
Exactly,
fold my blanket
Lisa.
up, fold my blanket up into my mat, and then hoof it.
Oh, they move you, blanket and mat.
Yep. Typically they'll move me with the mat, but if they don't, I'll take my blanket and everything and just hope that they cleaned the mat in the new cell well enough, which last time they did not.
Yeah. Right.
I found a whole wad of spit underneath at one time. At least I
Yeah.
thought.
So you get to well, you should, you know, maybe complain to management.
No.
Yeah, well, I'll be sure to include it in my Yelp review.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 star, accommodations suck. Food terrible.
Yeah. Well, the
Sure.
idea is not to
Not
be there, but it's too late for that.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, Stefan, I could never have imagined that we would all be in this situation. I just couldn't. There's no way I could have ever even visualized this. This is awful.
Yeah, me either, to be honest.
Oh my goodness. Stefan, she's giving you an opportunity there to, like, actually be penitent. I mean, it may have been a little bit sloppy, may have been a little too one-sided, but your response is, yeah, me too, honestly. No, dude, you have been doing this for years. If you did it for 5 years to Madeline, there's no way she's your only. I just can't believe that she would be your only victim. I can't even imagine that. So, yeah, that response, that got under my skin.
Well, I mean, things kind of went sideways, whatever happened with, so you knew that was going to go down a rat hole.
Yeah, well, I never
then-
in a million years that she would not be around anymore, so.
Yeah. So once that went sideways, whatever happened, you know, that was all she wrote.
Yeah, well, you know, I can handle a lot of things.
Not in.
What's that?
I said, still has not been heard from except for an interview she did with a newspaper where she told everybody that she did sleep with you guys and she said to sleep with you in the other room.
As I was going to say, I can handle a lot of things, but one thing I just can't reconcile or figure out in my mind or wrap my head around is the fact that, you know, he doesn't get to live anymore.
Oh, she doesn't get to. Dude, there's no way that his parents are going, yeah, it is sad that she doesn't get to live anymore. In their minds, they're going, you took her life. It's amazing that he can even say those words out loud. This is reminding me, what is the name? I'm going to blank. I don't know if if they're taking his calls still. I would imagine so. I mean, they're his parents, but I'm blanking. Ted Bundy. Okay, so the thing that blew me away about the whole Ted Bundy thing is that he got married while and it was a weird ceremony in open court, but he like got married to this woman who really believed that he was innocent. And there are recordings. I can't remember if it was like written or if it was a recording, but I saw this documentary where at the end, where he's facing the DP and he has nothing else to give them, there's no more leverage. He asks her, "Do you think I should tell them where the bodies are?" And it was like the first time that she went, "Wait a minute, what? What? You're saying that you did this?" Right? the amount of chutzpah that he had, and he had her completely convinced. And I'm wondering if Stephen Stearns is doing the same thing here. Like, if I just say that it's true enough times, they'll believe me that it's true. Maybe. I mean, I've been able to get away with a lot over the years, and they don't seem to be responding the way he wants them to.
There were a lot of things that I wanted to see for her, you know. She had another year or so before high school.
Oh, bull crap.
You know, learning how to drive, figuring out what she wanted to do with her life. I was excited to see where she was going, you know. I was really impressed with the person that she was finally growing into.
Oh, bull crap.
Well, got a whole lot to talk about. A lot to own up to.
Well, again, I know you can't talk about this, but it's like, it almost sounds like you didn't know something had happened to her.
Well, I discovered her, in the state that she was in after everything was said and done. So, obviously I can't get into detail, but no, I was not.
Oh, come on. That's what your defense... I discovered her that way? After everything was said and done? What does that mean? What does that mean? I discovered her after everything was said and done. That makes me angry. That is infuriating. Oh my goodness.
That she had passed on. As you know, I'm up and down throughout the night, and I was not in the room the whole time.
Bull crap.
I mean, it's not like you just suddenly feel someone's ghost pass away from them. You know, it's a discovery. And
so she wasn't even in the same room with you?
Well, I mean, she was in the room that I started in, but you know, I'm up and down throughout the night, and I tend to wander around the house and fiddle around on my phone and step out front and feel the nice, cool night air and all that. So I was gone from the room for. I mean, obviously, I really can't get into too many details, but
yeah.
Okay.
Such
I didn't discover
bull
what had
crap.
happened until just around dawn.
Yeah, no shame.
Okay.
You know,
Interesting.
because I discovered that
Chris-
she was ice cold.
I don't... Chris doesn't sound convinced to me.
I can say, Stephen, is that my heart breaks for you because I know that's something that you never would have done and never would have wanted to have done to her. And
right.
neither would we.
Damn right.
I'm angry on your behalf that it happened, and I'm angry that you got dragged into it by them. So I'm just angry.
Oh my goodness.
Was there anybody else at the townhome that was...
Oh my goodness. What? That he got dragged into that? It was 5 years that he was doing that, madam. 5 years. I know that you wouldn't have wanted to do that. Well, what did he want to do? I think there's ample evidence that... Oh my goodness. So crazy. One man's trash, Gavin. As long as there's a doubt in their mind, he'll still get money and goodies. He will play this forever. I think his mom would take care of him like a good mommy, no matter what. I think Chris is going, but Deb seems to be wrapped around his finger.
Regular person?
No, which is why I keep saying that I'm not sure that there's any one person honestly to blame.
I can
But they're
think of
certainly
one.
trying to blame me. And according to the autopsy report, like I said, raises a lot more questions, but they seem to be settling on trying to say it's homicide.
She was strangled to death. She was strangled to death.
It has something to do with bones in her throat, but
Exactly,
take
Susan.
that to mean what you will.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But I would never have done anything like that.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the same person that cried when I asked you to dispatch a little bird that broke its neck or something and was flopping around.
Yeah, same person that cares about people, cries at movies.
Yes, I know.
And then there was Skippy.
Skippy, yeah. Rue.
Jaybird.
Jaybird, yep, I remember them all. Burying them was very hard for me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And,
That's
All I
infuriating.
know, Stephen, is when I look at a picture of you and I look into your eyes, I don't see a monster there. I don't see a bad person there. I see my son who I love. That never will change.
well, thank you, and I know that I'm not a bad person or an evil person or a monster.
What? 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 Dude. Read the room, man. Well, he doesn't know that we're listening to this. Dude, 5 years. 5 years before he finally took her life. 5 years. He knows that he's not a bad or an evil person or a monster. No, you are all three of those, sir. I look into your eyes and that's exactly what I see. That's exactly what I see. Oh my goodness.
No. But you do need to dive into the Bible head first and stay in it because you need grace and you need God on your side as a warrior on your side.
I keep asking him to help me through this somehow. I know that
And you still don't have a Bible?
I have a Bible. I have a King James version.
Okay.
I'll have to go back.
Well, we're looking into getting your large print Bible. So I want to make sure that this delivery gets to you, and then I can order one from the publisher and get it to you large print, so you won't need glasses.
Well, hopefully it does. We have no idea how often they pick it up or how long it'll take to get here and get sorted and get delivered, if it does at all. But I haven't received any written notification of anything being returned yet, so.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll judge it from there, and so we'll just make sure that we're timing this right. So the Bible will occupy the majority of your time.
Yep, I keep praying to God for help, for some kind of miracle. I mean, I know I've probably run up my divine credit as far as miracles go with my guardian angel and God working in overtime to keep me alive as long as they have.
Oh my goodness.
But I keep hoping for one more
Cindy,
big
you're right.
miracle, one big salvation, and
Have you got some way to keep a journal of notes that you would take from reading the Bible?
I can get a pad of paper off the commissary, and I can get more pens and stuff too. I think my commissary is about -$10 by this point, but I know I can get a pad of white ruled paper off of there.
Okay. So do I need to replenish the commissary yet, or wait?
If you want to, yes. But I'm not going to use it on snacks, just on essentials for now.
All right, how much do I need to put in?
$50.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be dropped down to 40 like immediately.
Okay. All right.
We're about to get cut
We're
off.
just about out of time.
Yep, I'll talk to you later. I love you both.
Love you. All right.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. That infuriated me. That was just, oh my goodness. Dude. I don't know if I've got another one in me. Should we do one more? Have you got room right now to do one more of these? Oh, let's see what a couple of you are saying here. Wrong button. There we go. To me, this call is entirely planned and scripted. Talk about a plausible defense and then play the God card. Yeah. Robin Bernard forgot to wear my boots. You need some galoshes, do you? Getting a little deep, is it? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so you guys are saying yes, we should do one more. I think I've got it in me. Let me find my case file. Give me just a second. All right, so the next one is June 1st. So let me close that, and then I'm going to bring up this one. Yeah, sorry. Let's see if this is going to show correctly. Yeah, it's showing pretty good. Okay. Let's see. This one is another. I'm going to skip ahead. It's usually about 1:50. Here we go.
Hey, is this a good time?
Hola. Yeah, I was on the phone with somebody else, and first time you called in and inadvertently hit the wrong button. Hang on, I'll put you on speaker. Hang on.
Welcome, Dulcie Martin.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Thank you for gifting the membership.
Hey.
Something as well.
He's always in the well.
Yeah.
He's in a big room.
Yep, very echoey. Oh.
Did you get any of the books we sent yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have any notification of
Let's
it.
just set the stage, right? So this is now a week later, I guess.
Sent back either. I had
Okay.
a
All right.
meeting with the mental health director a couple days ago. She said they're going to take me down a step in custody level. So I'm going to be taken off non-acute status, and as soon as a space opens up in one of the regular isolation cells, I'll be moved to one of those.
Okay, good.
Does that mean that we can get a document to you and we can get it signed now?
Possibly. She said they won't put any restrictions on me.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. And when is that supposed to happen?
What's that?
Well, when is that supposed to happen?
Whenever a space opens up in one of those cells.
Oh, okay. All right.
She's on space. This is a very crowded jail. There's over 2,000 inmates.
Yeah, don't worry,
and you'll
Figaro.
still be in kind of isolated protection?
Yep, I'll still be in protective custody. I'll still be by myself.
We'll have plenty
I just
for
won't
Monday.
be under self-harm watch.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I won't be in any of the self-harm pods.
Okay.
So that's
All right. Well, I guess that's better accommodations. You'll have concierge services.
not likely, but I might actually have a rack to put my mat on, so I'm not going to be on the floor. Maybe I'll have a seat and a table.
Thanks, Black Widow.
Who knows? I won't be surrounded by crazies all the time.
Okay.
Or relatively so.
All right.
That should be an improvement at least.
All right. Sounds good.
Yep. Any other news or updates on your end?
No. Everything's still status quo. Somebody sent us a link to a YouTube video that, these amateur sleuths, just are relentless. They just go down any and every, path they can go, and so this link to this YouTube video had tracked all your internet activity and all the sites that you had joined.
Dark web.
the dark web, whatever, but some of the offbeat websites.
Offbeat.
So I'm sure you know what I'm referring to without me having to name them.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you that all that should exist out there. And oh, by the way,
Offbeat.
I sped through this 2-hour YouTube video, and your former roommates at the townhome that you rented have ratted you out in ways, and fabricated stories about a shared network drive and video that had been recorded, and supposedly approached your mother about them, threatening to disclose you in these videos, and that we paid them off, which was total bullshit. We've never heard about this until these videos and these asshole friends of yours have managed to get themselves on these YouTube channels and disclose all sorts of shit. Because I can tell you this: if any one of them, and we know who we're talking about, had come to us with that, we would have told them, feel free to do whatever you want. We're not paying you jack shit. If somebody had done something, I suggest you pursue it with them or the authorities, but don't bring this up to our attention ever again. I can assure you that we would not have paid off anybody. It wouldn't have been our problem, and we wouldn't have paid for it, period.
So my former roommates are trying to blackmail you into paying them off?
No, they're claiming that they had supposedly come to us and blackmailed us, and that we paid them money, which they've described it in two events, one at a restaurant, and then your mother supposedly showing up at the townhome with a manila envelope. And you and I know, and we all know, that is bullshit.
Yeah,
that didn't happen, didn't exist, never did it.
Yeah, it never happened.
And if they had done that, I would have said, go.
You know what's really interesting about this kind of stuff is that both things can be true, that Stephen Stearns is a monster, that he did these horrible things that we are told by police and believe them that he did to Madeline, and that there are also horrible people trying to maybe get a little bit of 15 minutes in this. And I know that that's rich coming from a guy that goes on YouTube to talk about this stuff, but both things can be true, that Stephen's a bad guy, but didn't do the things that other people say he did. You know what I mean? I'm not defending at all. Just like, we all do need to do our best to seek truth, not just rumor and innuendo, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And Consuelo, thank you for that. That was kind of you to say. All right, here we go.
And do whatever you want. You're not getting a penny from me. It's not my problem, so don't even come to me with it, period.
Are they aware that blackmail and coercion is also illegal?
Oh, he's worried about doing illegal things now?
It's kind of a moot point when you're looking at the number of years ago this was. And right now, it's their word, it's hearsay, but I'm just telling you what these amateur sleuths are repeating. Matter of fact, they even said that we owned the townhome, which we didn't.
We've been living in $1 million homes, and you were a spoiled, rotten kid because of it, and I'm thinking, we've never been in a $1 million home.
But anyway, I'm just telling you the bullshit that goes on out there, which is why I don't pay attention to these YouTube videos. But I'm just telling you, your former roommates have, done a nice job of sabotaging or discrediting your character and what have you. So everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, throwing you under the bus and what have you. But I'm just relating this story of that's been repeated a few times, about some video being recorded in the townhome, and that they came to us requesting, and we pleaded with them not to disclose it, and we paid them off, which is just absolute bullshit.
You should be very careful about that, because they're seriously opening themselves up to a lawsuit for defamation.
Well, it takes money to sue somebody, and you have to prove it, and so no one's going to take a case like that pro bono, and it's not worth chasing. And you have to prove damages, and we haven't suffered any damages. But I'm just telling you the bullshit that's floating out there.
Hey, this is reminding me. And sorry for those of you that get upset that I interrupt this sort of stuff, but I told you guys, I don't know, a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago, or I mentioned it, that there are people back in California that are kind of like dragging the names of friends of mine through the mud, and tangentially I am connected to it as well. Like I am, apparently there's all sorts of claims that they made about me. And I had this very conversation. I'm not a litigious person, but I'm like, what is my recourse here? And the fact is, like, you have to prove damages in defamation cases. You have to prove damages, and that's actually pretty hard to do. So even if I am being damaged, which I think there's a case that could be made that I am, I'm not going to worry about it, because how much justice can I afford, right? How much money am I willing to spend on that? And at least they gave him a dose of that. Like, well, we're not going to sue anybody. Nobody's going to take this pro bono. We haven't really been damaged anyway. Chris knows a lot about the world and about life. Like, I mean, I don't want to say I'm impressed, but he seems to be a pretty smart guy. All right, let me go back over.
Yeah. But anyway, they've done their search, and they've discovered some of these websites that you've subscribed to, participated in, or what have you. So I'm just giving you a heads up that they are leaving no stone unturned as they go down a rat hole chasing this shit.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy? No, what's crazy is what you did, sir.
Don't even try to figure out why they did it, because we can't figure out why they did it, except
who did it?
The roommate.
Okay. All right, we moved on past that.
Yeah, but the thing is that these YouTube sites give people a chance to talk with complete immunity, because they never check them, they never fact check them, they don't care about the facts, they just care about getting people to click on and pay them money for the YouTube site. So. And
supposedly these hosts of these YouTube channels pay these people to provide this information as well. So,
I doubt that.
And some roommate.
I honestly doubt that anybody has paid a roommate to talk about Stephen Stearns. I mean, who would do that on YouTube? We can't afford to do that. As much as people think that YouTube is like, a highly paid career, it is not. It is a lot of work, and you get paid, but it's not like you're going to be rich unless you like really, really strike it in the top 1% of the top 1%. So yeah, I highly doubt that. I'm not butthurt over this, but no, we want to learn from this. We want to know what's going on. We're interested in the case, not just because we're addicted to the horror of it. We want to learn from this, and we want to detect. And when last 3 years, I've been to CrimeCon in the UK. They have this. They have like the simulated crime scene that police agencies put up, and then members, attendees go through there and they look at the crime scene, and they're supposed to notice certain things. And each time they have been impressed. They've said it out loud. We are impressed at how good everybody is at looking at the crime scene. Like this is a time in the world where we can gather very good skills. We can learn good skills and apply them without having to go and spend, 4, 6, 8 years in school. So, yeah, not butthurt about it. And they have the right to actually be butthurt about what's going on in their lives. But That's my 2 cents anyway.
The roommate. That's really funny. So, reading this interview of the former roommate said that both you and were grossly overweight, and you both had gastric bypass. I mean, I'm just telling you, this shit is just what? I don't. They didn't disclose her name, okay? But to say that you had gastric bypass, which you've never had, and that you were grossly overweight, which you never were, again, is the bullshit that's just floating out there on these YouTube channels.
Well, I had gastric bypass, but
Yep.
it's not a big deal these days.
Understand, but they're saying that you had it.
And they're saying that she refused to take her bipolar meds, which she was very forgetful, and didn't do a lot. But they were saying that it was not ADHD, but they thought she was autistic. And going, no, she wasn't.
Well,
she wasn't autistic.
It was a question mark. You had one doctor saying that she was possibly on the spectrum, another saying, no, it doesn't seem like it, she's just ADHD. And other doctors didn't know. So it was a question mark.
I don't think so, Renee.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a three-ring circus out there with these YouTube channels, which is why I don't watch them. Your mother doesn't watch them, but every now and then somebody sends us a link to something. And like I said, I sped viewed it and came away with a little bit of information and a lot of bad information, misinformation, inaccurate information. But it is what it is, and so I'm not going to bother with it. You have to consider the source and the validity of it, and everybody's highly speculative about whatever they come across, and then they try
speculate
to make something monumental out of it that just doesn't exist.
I don't know how
sometimes
they
that's true.
Can even find jurors that haven't listened to some of this crap.
Yeah,
they can't.
Yes, they can. Oh my goodness, that's they bring that up. They will be able to find jurors, no problem. I promise. That there are people in Kissimmee right now, there are probably people in that apartment complex that have no idea who Madeline Soto was, what happened to her, who Stephen Stearns is. They'll be able to find 12 jurors and a couple alternates, no problem.
It's tainted. The whole thing is tainted now.
No.
Yeah, they might have to shop it out to a different venue, but even at that point, I think it's going to be hard to find anyone who hasn't heard about all this.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. And the minute they do hear about it, they're going to go in, and even though they're not supposed to, they're going to go in and check the internet, and they're going to see these things. They're going to believe this stuff because they don't know the difference between truth and non-truth.
Fact and fiction.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. If I go in and say, you people are idiots. You know this never happened, and I can't do that because it won't do you good.
You don't want to engage with it.
So, don't want to give them.
Interesting.
They're not worthy of the merit of any comments.
I stand corrected.
And they can just enjoy themselves, and then when the truth comes out, and then they'll have to do a lot of backtracking. Yeah, right. Okay, sure. But anyway,
I will tell you this, Stephen. You know that we're saved people. You know that we're Christians, and you know that these people came to us many times for help in their living situations, and you know that we helped all of them. I don't understand why these kids think it's so wonderful to jump on this bandwagon and crucify us when we were there for them when they needed us. I don't understand that.
Well, it's because we have fallings out for various reasons, and they can't resist the temptation to kick me while I'm down because they think they can do it with impunity.
Absolutely.
They didn't have the balls to do it while it was free.
What's that?
So they didn't have the balls to do it while it was free.
Yeah.
Well, they were jealous. You know who was always the one with the little, very, very something on his back, the mouse. He was always so jealous of you. He was so jealous of you.
Oh, she is something to
She
take.
had to charge me at every turn. I mean, if you remember when I was working Quiznos, I was in lines for management, so he started working there. Then suddenly everyone's attitude towards me changed, and he became a manager.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what he does. He's
And, you know, there were people in our friends group who, for some reason, were under the impression that I was a complete moron.
well, they should check your IQ score.
I don't think he was a moron. I think he was smart. I think he had Arrested Development for sure, but no, he was no dummy. He's a smart kid. I mean, you'd have to be to get away with it for so long. You just have to be. And this isn't me giving him a compliment. This is the scary thing, right? So many predators were intelligent, bright people. So, yeah.
I know he was backstabbing and trying to put himself above me at every opportunity.
Yeah.
Found out a while back that he was even stealing my possessions and selling them.
Like what?
Airsoft guns. I mean, my street board went missing. A lot of my Pokemon cards went missing. There's a one missing.
Your toys went missing?
When you got the roommates, he was stealing your stuff and selling it?
Yep.
Well, no surprise.
Nope.
I believe that.
He needed to support his lifestyle somehow, and did the same thing with his parents' crap too. So.
Yeah.
Whoa! This is what projection. This is what Jen said that he did to his parents. That he stole from his parents stuff. He's projecting.
They have pills.
Yeah, he was a first class citizen. We all know that, which is why he got kicked out of his house.
Yep. And anyway, I'm going to call you back in 15 minutes if I can, because we got the 1 minute warning.
All right, later.
All right, bye.
Okay, that's the end of that one. That's all I can take of this guy's voice tonight, guys. But we'll be back on Monday. I am really grateful to the state of Florida for having laws that make it possible for people in the media and regular old folks, all of us, to be able to get information like this on cases that we care about. I don't buy the whole argument that we're just a bunch of people wanting to be entertained by the horrors that people, perpetrate. We're looking for answers because we care about the victim, and we also want to learn for the other victims in the world out there. That's the way I see it. Hey, before we sign off, I want to thank all of you who are members, who are patrons, who did super chats and super stickers tonight. I deeply appreciate you guys taking care of me like that. Remember that you can always find me over on my old website. You can also see my case page on Madeline over there that I think I'm going to spend a few hours tomorrow kind of filling up with stuff that is still missing that I have put up there. But, beyond all the videos we've done, look at all the documents and photos. It's all there. So go check that out. There's a link in the description below. Also, remember there's a link in the description that will take you to the Osceola County Court where you can look up the case. If you ever want to know what's going on in this case, just click on that link and see what's going on. The state of Florida is awesome this way, guys. That's why so many true crimers and like channels and so forth cover cases out of Florida, because we can get a lot of information on that. Remember, when you're on my website, if you go to this little link right here, that will take you to the fish tank. Invite you to join us over there on Facebook if that is your thing. Also, check out Crime Cod. You can, if you go to the front page of my website, you'll see all the latest articles over on Crime Cod. You click through to them, you will see my full-blown true crime website. And we've got a couple of viewers that are now starting to write. They're submitting articles and they're doing great. So tomorrow, for those of you who are writing, tomorrow I'll do another training video on images. Okay. So yeah, watch for that. Okay, guys, with that, I am going to bid you adieu. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Thanks for taking care of my mods, and thank you, mods, for taking care of me. We'll be back on Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and we'll continue listening to these recordings of Stephen Stearns talking to his folks. Last thing before we go, if you don't want to wait for me, just head on over to the channel, and they're all there. You can listen to them all if you haven't already. Okay? All right. With that, I finally bid you adieu, and I will see you on Monday. Take care. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.